Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Cooking for the Family. I'm Dyvonne and today I'm going to share with you how I make carne asada, how I like to season mine. I have some homemade flour tortillas that I have made. They have come out yummy. I'll share with you the recipe on how to make those. I also have some homemade Spanish rice, and of course we cannot have this without our homemade refried beans. And I like to make my refried beans sometimes in a crock pot, and I'll share the recipe for that as well. So are you ready? Let's get started. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. I'll also share with you a list of ingredients in the description box below for your reference. But I have here some cilantro, a white onion, I have my seasoning, I have some oil, some fresh limes, and I also have about 5 pounds here of carne asada. You can also, it's also sometimes referred to as skirt steak. So you might see it as skirt steak if it doesn't specifically say carne asada. And so what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and slice up my onion. I'm using a white onion, and I prefer to use a white onion when I'm doing this quick marinade, but you can also use a yellow onion if you don't happen to have a white onion on hand. And so I cut up about 3/4 of the onion into nice chunky pieces, and then I like to separate out my pieces like this. Now with my cilantro, I'm going to use the cilantro, the sprigs, as well as the leaves. We're going to use all parts of the cilantro. Now a quick tip about choosing a lime, something my husband had taught me. Choose limes that have smooth skin. They tend to end up being juicier than limes that are more bumpy. Now for my seasoning, I get this seasoning, this is the one I use, and I find it at the Mexican meat market. Now I'm also starting to see it in other grocery stores as well. And this is one that my brother-in-laws will typically use and my husband's family. So with my meat, I'm using this is a 13x9 casserole dish. You do want to use a casserole dish because we want to make sure that we capture any of our ingredients are just going to sit there really nice with the meat. So with the meat, I'm going to season both sides. And also with my meat, I like to rinse my meat and pat it dry. Okay. Now there's different ways to season and to marinate your carne asada. So if you are a pro at marinating carne asada to a beginner and you have just stepped into this video to kind of see how I like to marinate my meat, you are all welcome here. And go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know if you have a tip on how you like to marinate yours. Now once I sprinkle on my seasoning, I go ahead and I squeeze on some fresh lime, and then I'm going to put my white onion and also my cilantro. Now the lime, what the lime does, it really helps to break down those membranes of our meat, because skirt steak and carne asada meat can be rather a tough piece of meat, and so you do want that acidity of some citrus. Now I'm using lime, but also something that's very popular is sometimes people will use pineapple juice or oranges, and just slice an orange or slice up a couple of oranges and squeeze some nice fresh orange juice on top with the lime juice as well. So sometimes people use a combination. I typically just use the lime juice, and so that's something that we like, that flavor of just the lime, but you can definitely kind of mix it up a bit and use the orange and the pineapple. And so I continue to do it on all layers, and you want to do it front and back with the layering of the cilantro, the lime juice, your seasoning, and your onion. And so once I go ahead and I've done all my layers, we don't want to forget the oil. This is vegetable oil. This is 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now I like to also put the vegetable oil between the layers. The reason why, and you want to do it on all sides, just a little bit, about couple of teaspoons of vegetable oil on each piece. The reason why we put the vegetable oil on there is actually going to help the meat to stay that much more juicier when we go ahead and we cook it. And so the little bit of vegetable oil on there, and so just go ahead, put it on front and back just like that. You don't need a lot. About for this much meat, and I've got about 5 pounds or so, about 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And this is going to be enough meat for 8 people. We're going to make tacos with it tonight. And so we're going to have some nice tacos. And so once I have everything is nice and layered, and I like to layer mine. So once I have everything nice and layered, I'm going to go ahead and wash up my hands real quick. And then we're going to let this sit in our refrigerator and marinate. Now I'm doing this first thing in the morning. And this is how it looks. This is how it's looking. I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and I'm going to let this marinate in my refrigerator for the next 8 hours, about 8 to 10 hours. We're going to let this marinate. Now you can do this ahead of time and let your meat marinate up to 24 hours in advance. Not too much longer than that, because I have found that when I've let it go on more than 24 hours, the meat can be a little bit mealy. I don't like that texture so much, and so 24 hours at the most, but typically about 8 hours is perfect. And if you don't have 8 hours to spare, if you can definitely let this marinate for at least a couple of hours, about 2 to 4 hours, then you're doing good. My meat is out of the refrigerator. It's marinated for 8 hours. I'm going to remove the cilantro and the onion. We don't want to grill those because those will typically burn. Now with the onion though, you can always saute those to the side, especially if you want to use your meat for fajitas. You can always just go ahead and just saute those onions to the side. But I'm going to remove the cilantro and we're going to remove the onion, and then I'll meet y'all outside at the grill. Now, when it comes to cooking the meat, something that I have found is that I like to only flip it once, twice at the most on each side, versus like continually flipping it back and forth, back and forth. What I found is that when we were flipping the meat back and forth pretty often, that the meat kind of got hard on the outside and got a little tough. And so just flipping it once, letting it cook really good on one side, and then flipping it once to the other side, and then occasionally we'll flip it again to the original side. But we really don't flip our meat back and forth a lot because we've just found that it really did make the meat kind of hard and kind of tough. And so just letting it go ahead and cook. So I'm going to let this cook, and it's going to cook for about 8 minutes the first side and about 10 minutes that second side. And the meat that we're cooking is about a 1/2 inch thick. If your meat's thinner, you don't need to cook it as long. And if, depending on the temperature you want yours, medium or well done. And just like any steak, we're going to let this sit for a minute before we slice it. We have our tortillas over here. Now in the description box below, I'll share with you the recipe for my homemade flour tortillas, also the vlog, the homemade Spanish rice. I'll have the recipe down below and a vlog to match. And also with my refried beans, I do my refried beans 2 different ways. One way is in the crock pot and one way is on the stove top. I'll share with you the recipe as well as the link to those vlogs so you can check those out. This first piece of meat that I'm slicing right here is for y'all, so go ahead and grab your piece. I'm slicing up this meat, and also when you slice it up, you want to make sure that you go across the grain to have that nice, tender Carne Asada tacos. Well, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me in my kitchen. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to show it some love. Hit that thumbs up and click share. Share this video with a friend or family. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.